Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Julie's Orchids. So a few days ago, we did an exploration of the collection while watering the plants, and we saw that this Brasidium Golden Gamine White Knight had opened its first flower, and I promised to do a follow-up on this particular plant when all of the blooms were open. And as you can see, the whole spike is open. This particular plant has been in my collection since March of 2021, and this is the first bloom spike that I can see on this plant. So it's the plant's first flowering and my first flowering. And as I mentioned, this plant and I have struggled. You can see this back bulb is really shriveled, and when I got this plant, everything was really nice and fat and plump and juicy. But I've been struggling with it a bit, and this is the actual pseudo bulb that is bloomed, and you can see that it got very, very dehydrated and is now permanently kind of kinked like this. But we do have new growths coming out of the bottom there, with some nice new roots going down into the media. This one has adopted to this self-watering just fine. Now I do find that in this setup, in my climate, when you put spag moss in it, that's when you start to get the algae forming. But it doesn't seem to really be bothering the roots in it, as you can see. So today in my collection, follow up here to our lovely blooming Brasidium Golden Gamine White Knight. But we've got several more things in bloom and a few things just starting to open up. So we'll put this one away and get out some more pretty flowers to have a look at. Here we have Encyclia lancifolia that has been in bloom since March. And the flower spike on this has become really quite long, as you can see here by comparison to my hand. And it just keeps putting out new buds and new flowers. However, I think this is the latest bud to open, and because it's coming right out of the top here, I believe that this flower spike will be finished forming any new buds. And coming to the very end of its blooming is Oncidium Heaven Sent Redolence. And you can see we're still losing flowers, but there's a couple left on the spike at this point. They no longer have any fragrance. However, the Encyclia is still quite fragrant, but you still have to put your nose right into the plant to get a good whiff. I really like these flowers because, as you can see, the leaves are quite sparkling. They're very like someone has sprinkled glitter on them. They're quite beautiful. And here we have a first time blooming for me, but not for the plant. And this is a species, Papiopetalum. And it's just absolutely beautiful. Look at that slipper and all the veins on it. Isn't that beautiful? And yes, Happy is still curled up asleep. And here we have in bloom is a Australian species, Dendrobium by gibbon, Mauve Shower. I think we've shown you this one before. She's still running along just fine with her blooms. She's been making some keikis because I forgot last year to give this one a winter's rest. So I gave Lynn the keiki that was growing off from right here. And you can see we've got another one coming off from right there, which I'll be taking off and probably putting on Facebook Marketplace to sell. And then we do have that little cakey there as well. But lessons learned, if you want more flowers, one by gibbon. They get a winter's rest. Now this is the last of my plants in flower. I know this isn't the best view of this plant, but I wanted the viewers to get to be able to see just how much bigger the new growth that is flowering shot up than the previous growths. So I'm assuming it's a happy plant. Now this one is Dendrobium Sunny Red. And give me just a minute, I'll move the plant up so we can get a very good look at these beautiful flowers. I'll try to capture them better than the last video. And I'll put a link to that video here. And there goes Joey. Joey! Joey, Joey! I'm gonna scare Joey away. Joey's a scaredy cat, aren't you, Joey? Joey! Joey! And this here again, just another quick look at Dendrobium Sunny Red. And it's just such a beautiful deep dark color, and the lip is so dark. Almost a really dark red Shiraz color. These being a bit more purple, but they somewhat glow with the lights behind them, and it's just stunning. However, it does not have any fragrance, but I won't complain with beautiful flowers like that. And here's a quick look at the last two that are nearly open or getting ready to open. In the back here, that is Winston. That is what I call this plant, just Winston. But it is Path Winston Churchill Indomitable FCC AOS times Path Incharm White Incharm. And the one that I'm really super excited to see bloom is Path Charles Worthiac. This is, I believe, a species Path. And this is a seedling that I bought. So this is the plant's first flowering. And I'm super excited to see what this one looks like. But Winston, who seems to be taking his own sweet time opening up completely. I bought it in flower last year. You can see how big that slipper is. So in a few more days, because work starts on Monday, I'll do a follow-up when this one is fully opened, because it's a stunning plant. Keep watching, because we've got still all the Phalaenopsis flower spikes and the Oncidiums in spike, and it's going to get real pretty at this house before too much longer. I'm starting to run out of room in my blooming desk area in the living room where I put all my flowers in bloom, for all of them that are in bloom, so I need a bigger area. First world problems, right? So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. A subscribe would be nice. Happy puppies of night night.